Hey guys, Ramblin Bob here. Say, I just wanted to give some updates. I saw a few other reviewers that are reviewing these models, and some of the information, it's not correct. I've tested the living heck out of this full system. I think I'm the only one on the internet right now that has a full 8K system in order to test this. I've had it for weeks. I have had extensive tests on all of these. Some of the miscommunications that are out there is there are two versions of this unit. There are version 1 and version 2. That's why in the EB3000 manual, the updated one that's online, there is a solution 1 and a solution 2. If you have to use solution number 1 to set your batteries, you have version 1 E2000, the original model. If you use solution number 1, wait, I see, I even got it backwards, I think. If you use solution number 1, you have the new version, version 2 of this. I'm sorry, it's very confusing. If you use solution number 1 to hook up the cascading cables, you have version 2 of the E2000. If you have to use solution number 2, you have version 1, the original E2000. The easy way to tell them apart without even looking, because there's really no, I didn't see any difference of either unit. I will be sent the new updated one soon, but I have other people that I've talked to that have the updated one, and we've compared notes to see the difference. And I've talked to PECRON continuously for months. The easy way to tell is the 65 watt, I'm sorry, the 100 watt USB-C on version 1 only puts out at 65 watts. This was tested and confirmed by me. Hobotech's channel had it, and I think one other channel had it, and they actually, we did the full tests on it, and 65 watts is only what came out of there, and that's because of a protocol mismatch in the actual circuit board. They updated that in version 2. The other way that you can tell that if you have version 1 or version 2, the newer one, is these AC outlets on the original version, this is the original, are 110 volts only. And the version 2 of this, Kilo M has version 2, is 120 volts. And that's a huge upgrade. So those two things right off the bat make the version 2 a much better model than version 1. PECRON will be sending me the circuitry and the circuit boards to update this one. I'm going to see if I can do it. I've opened it already. It's very simple. The boards pop right out. All the wires are plug and play. All the connectors inside there in this main panel. This whole panel pops right out with about 3 screws, and then the whole panel pops right out after you take these 2 bumpers off. Very, very easy to access it. Tough to put back because it has these weird little clips where you have to like get it, I don't know if you can see this, like inside these little slots. So it took me a minute to get that back in, and that's basically our alignment to put it back in. That clips are so, it doesn't come popping out. Basically like little slots. Think of like a bowling alley with the little slots, and you have to get it perfectly in the slots to put this back in. But those are 2 big misconceptions, I think. I don't think they got them wrong on purpose. I think it was just a simple mistake because I don't think they realized that there's 2 versions out there. I know for a fact that there is 2 versions out there. I'll be sent a new version soon, and I'll be updating this one. Also, the EB3000, the new EB3000s will have the new updated cascading cables. This is hugely important because if you have the original cascading cables, your system will not work properly. It'll have issues doing the balancing, and they call it cascading, and equalizing all the the power and the voltage and everything. But those are huge updates for this model. So if you guys buy this system, I highly recommend, just ask PECRON. Say, are you going to send me a version 2 with the 120 volt AC outlets and the 100 watt USB? I think it's Reeway. I think he did a test. I wonder if he checked, maybe he forgot. We're all human. That's why we work together as a team to get the right information out for the people so they know that you know, what's out there. There was another fella that had a few misquotes, if you will, and I think it comes from neither one of those guys have a full 8 kilowatt system. I do. I think I'm literally the only person on YouTube that has a full 2 battery plus a main full system. So I have access to some knowledge that other people don't have, only because they don't have the full system. They would have probably easily have figured that out if they had all the batteries. You can only put 2 batteries on this unit. Don't go any higher than 2 batteries, otherwise the resistance of the battery packs is not good and you will start a fire or have a major problem. Resistance is a huge problem when it comes to battery banks. When you put more than one battery together, you have that heat and that trouble of getting the electricity to flow, you know, the energy to flow to each battery. So be careful with that stuff. I'll do more updates because this is a hell of a good model. I don't back many products, and the ones I do, I speak loudly about. This thing had problems at first, and we've worked through literally 99% of them. We're almost done. I just wanted to get this information out. If you guys can help relay that to these fellas. I'm so new on the internet here that my page is not strong enough to where a lot of people see this information. And this information is, I believe it's extremely important, especially when you go to order your PECRON. Only get version 2. It's a much better system. This one will be updated as soon as they're going to send me the circuit boards. And then I'm going to get another one that's a version 2. I hope this information finds its way to the other guys so they can kind of upgrade their channel so people get the correct information. If anybody has any questions, any at all, ask me in the comment section. I'm more than happy. I've been researching and testing, personally testing this thing myself for weeks. Oh, one other huge thing. This is a huge thing. People have to understand that this system can be charged up to 2,100 watts total. I have confirmed this myself. I have put more than 2,000 watts into the full 8K system. I've tested it. I've tested it more than once. We do solar on 600 and 600, and then 100 on the barrel port. So that's 1,300 watts you can put in the system. We've tested it. We've used other solar panels to max it out. And then you can also run 2 AC powers or solar. In our case, it was AC power adapters. I have 2 of them, and I can hook them, 1 to each battery, and bring in 400 watts each. And if you do the math with that, it's 2,100 watts. I got just over 2,000 watts because I put I used some kilowatt meters on the AC adapters to prove that they were pulling energy from the wall and putting it into the batteries it was dumping in, and then the 1,300 watts on the system. It was like 12 something on the system. So I got just a hair over 2,000 watts total. But that is a huge misconception because, once again, like I said, I don't think these guys have access to the full 8 kilowatt system. These things are expensive, and these guys have piles full of these things. So I just wanted to get that information out. I think this is extremely important information, and I hope it finds its way to the people. I've had people ask me, and I can confirm 100% you can charge this at 200. Now here's the problem with it. There's no problem in the charging. There's a problem in the recalibration of the power meter. Now remember, any energy that goes through here goes through the power meter. So all the 1,300 watts that run through the main system goes through the power meter. So the power meter understands it and keeps track of it. However, when you dump energy through the batteries, the extra 800 watts, 400 each battery, the main power meter does not recognize that energy was being dumped into the system. However, each battery has their own MPPT controllers and cutoff, so no battery overcharges. As soon as it reaches that that full, it'll just float. But there's 3 MPPT controllers on the main unit, and then 1 per box of the EB3000s. So how to fix that is once the entire system stops charging and it's full, you'll know by the main one because the main one will stop charging. But usually the main one will keep going after it says 100 because those are bigger and they take longer to charge. But once this gets, I mean, you could follow it like here, right? So no matter what the batteries say on this meter, 80% now, you can follow it on the voltage and actually see. This will stop at 28.6 or 28.7. It's usually been 28.6. When you reach that voltage, all charging will stop, no matter where it's coming from, the batteries or the main unit. And then to recalibrate the system is extremely easy. It's a pain in the butt, but it's extremely easy. Once you have the entire system completely charged at 2,000 watts plus, I've also confirmed this with PECRON's engineers. We've sent messages back and forth for days. All you have to do is turn off the system completely, wait about 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds, start it up again, and then this power meter will recalibrate, and then it'll understand 100% because the system is full. Now that's a pain in the butt to do, so if you do have yours hooked all the time, your EB3000s to solar or ACs, and you have the main hook there, obviously it'll throw your power meter off until you reset it. But if you're charging this to pack it away or to take on a trip, yes, I can 100% confirm, I have tested it myself, you can pump more than 2,000 watts into the system at one time. I've done it. 100% safe. Guys, please help me get this information out to the other reviewers. I think it's very valuable that people know what to expect and which one to go for. Guys, if you're going to buy this, there's a link in the description. Ask for version 2. You'll be happier. Thanks, guys. You have a wonderful day, man, and help me get this information out there. Ramble on, guys. Bye.